Hello folks, wherever you are. This is back to Agung SS Oil Gas Mine Law channel, broadcasting from Jakarta. So the episode that we'd like to elaborate here is relating to that there is a fundamental change in relating to the China's position, in which the Republic of China is being recognized by the countries as shown from the visit by Macron as the president of France, and also by the EU chairman leader who was visiting the People's Republic of China during these past 3 days from 5th April 2023. And we can see here that while from the cleaning workers striking demonstrations which result garbage buildup in Paris, however, at the same time, Macron visits People's Republic of China for 3 days. So the historical moment here is there is a big change of grouping in the big nations around the globe. Starting from Macron in the Europe, as we know, French is the most biggest financial strength in the eastern part and western part of Europe, but now they are really needing the assistance from the economics aspect from Xi JinPing from China. That's why he was visiting here, even though there is a burning of garbage riot in Paris. So he wants to save the peoples of the from the high cost living, which is really escalating, being suffered by the people in the eastern part of and western part of Europe, including French, as we can see here, because the cost is high, because they have to import the gas, natural gas from United States, which is actually on the other side of the hemisphere, as we described earlier. So he stressed that, he emphasized that one, the tension of the trade war escalating between China, Republic of China, and United States, chaired by the president of the Joe Biden administration, Macron stressed EU doesn't want to be involved, dragged into this escalation tension. So there is no interest from the EU side, according to Macron. That is also being shown by the visiting, of course, of the chairman of the EU, which is Ursula von der Leyen. She was also visiting the 3 days visit starting from the 5th April 2023. So this is really a big momentum to be watched and observed by us in this world, because there is a change of mapping in the grouping. And also, Marcon emphasized in this conference press that EU to develop strategic autonomy, a term used to refer to the bloc maintaining an independent foreign policy line. It really is a drastic action move from the aspect of the geopolitical situations in this hemisphere. So it is really a major change, and we can see here that there is a difference of perception between the big leaders around the world in handling the Ukrainian proxy war between Ukraine and Russia. So we can see here that the approach is very different, in which Xi Jinping was really interested in finding the solution by developing or establishing a peace process, not through war. That is what Xi Jinping was stressing. He will assist as a mediator to establish a peace, not war. That is in contradictory with the approach by the administrations of the Joe Biden administration in Washington. So we can see here that there is a difference of perceptions between the big nations, especially relating to the recent development in the mapping, in the changing of the grouping of countries between the eastern part, western part, and there is a new developing strength in which we can see that Xi Jinping was the lead of what you call it, uniting all the nations also in the Middle East. He was approaching to make closer ties between all the conflicting parties in the Middle East, between Iran, between UAE, between Saudi Arabia, and all the conflicting parties. So Xi Jinping was the leading leader, which he can show that the world is looking at his action as one of the second largest player of the big nations in this century. There is also a significant, important ceremonial welcome protocol shown from the airport into the car, and also being what you call it welcomed directly by Xi Jinping. With, of course, also the interesting part is with the complete militarily protocol welcome ceremonial from the Republic Peoples of China. And the treatment is different when they treat the welcoming ceremony to Ursula von der Leyen, in which Ursula von der Leyen was not welcomed directly by Xi Jinping. And there was also no red carpet, nor there was also no any military ceremonial welcome protocol. So it is really interesting to observe that. So it shows that Macron is being respected very highly by the People's Republic of China, especially Xi Jinping. So by observing the Xi Jinping diplomat policy, we can see that Xi Jinping wants to show that Marcon is an example of a Western a leader who are being respected by the Republic Peoples of China. From the press conference of the two leaders, it can be seen that there are several agreements which has been signed by those two leaders, which they brought also representative representing the business, oil sectors, and nuclear sectors, and other sectors, accompanying Macron's visit during his visit in People's Republic of China. And also the interesting part here is that the Republicans, Republicans Party in the United States was accusing that the New York governor is using accusations to file 34 lawsuits against Donald Trump, which according to them is the way to eliminate Donald Trump as the U.S. presidential candidates in the elections in 2024.
Thank you folks for watching this and see you in the next episode.